Hi guys, this is another video. I've got this Sony CFM 140 radio cassette. There's quite a few on the internet. With the cassette not working, it won't play tapes, but let me just show you here. Just give you a close-up of it. I'm going to have a look at that today, see if I can repair it. Okay, it's quite a tidy model. This one looks like it's been sitting in a greasy kitchen somewhere. So to show you here, I'll pop some batteries in the back just to test it. And I'll show you here. Just check the radio first. And you can see we've got FM there. See under the chimney, a little bit crackly. Okay, so that's FM. That's medium wave. Sounds like the football's on. And that's long wave.
Another chance to appeal against extradition.
Working fine.
With that came the prospect of many more months of expensive legal.
And then you got short wave. I don't think there's any signals on that. Can't pick up anything. It's an old signal. Okay, so I'll just pop a tape inside. Press play. And nothing at all. Let me give you a close up here. It's not even spinning. The tape's not even spinning. More than likely the rubber drive belts melted and perished. See, just show you rewind and forwards. Nothing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you can hear the motor spinning, but nothing happens. Let's pop this tape out and show you here. You see these take-up wheels aren't spinning, but like I say, you can hear the motor turning, but there's no movement inside the cassette deck. So what I'm going to do is lively dismantle the unit. You can see me just removing the screws. I think it's about 6 screws on the back. Now that I've got that done, what I'm going to do is remove this fine tuner button on the side. Don't really get that nowadays. And then just this volume knob on the top, just pop that up. And the unit should just pull apart. Let me just see if I can do it here. There you can see I managed to pull the unit apart. And now you can see inside. You can see the main PCB inside and the cassette deck. Okay, so there's just 3 screws holding the cassette deck in place. I'm going to remove that first. I'll just do this a bit lively. Just 3 screws here. And just going to remove, tuck it on this the radio indicator. And I've got the unit out here, the radio dial indicator. Let me give you a close up so you can see. Drive belt's in place, but it doesn't look right. It's perished. You can see here. See, it's just fallen off. It's not rubber anymore. It's just like gooey tar, melted rubber. After probably about 40 years, this is what happens to them sometimes. Let me see, try and remove it. I don't really want to get it in my hands because it makes a mess. So I'm going to just try and use these tweezers to get it off. See, it's just breaking up. It's not coming off in one piece. There's another section there. And there's 2 drive belts holding this. And I'm just putting the remnants of the belts on top of the capstan, which I'm going to remove. I'll show you that a little later. Like I said, this stuff's very sticky. Can't even get off the tweezers. It's just sticking to each other. Okay, let me just show you here. Put a bit of rubber on the tissue, and it's just goes all smudgy. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to remove this capstan retainer. It's like a little plastic washer which holds the capstan in place. That's the capstan's the big wheel at the back, or the main drive wheel for the cassette deck. And I'm just trying to prise the capstan retainer clip off, and I've got it off there. Let me show you. That's what it looks like. I've managed to get it off. So now I can remove the capstan, but I'll just put this to one side for a minute. And here you can see me just restoring the capstan. The capstan's got two drive pulleys on it. You see some of the belt is still wrapped around the capstan. I'm just going to get that off. I've got to get the belt off, and I've got to get it cleaned as well, because it's now sticky because of the old belt. You see there, managed to get bits off. Let me just show you what it's like. Like I said, it's not rubber anymore. It's just like black tar, sticky, makes a right mess. So if I just squash it in this tissue here and open it up, you can see there, it's all gooey. Let's get rid of that. So what I've got to do is clean all of the remnants of the belt from the capstan and all the drives, all the belt drives. And like I said, there's two pulleys on the capstan. Here you can see me just remove the motor, the drive motor for the cassette. It's just one screw and it unhooks. Like you can see there. And I've managed to get that out. And as you can see, the remnants of the belt have wrapped around the drive motor also. So what I've got to do, I've got to get this off and get this clean too. Like I said, you can see me using tweezers because don't like to get this on my fingers because it's just messy. Okay, so I've got the motor pretty much clean here and all the drives. I'll show you the main drive motor there. You see I've got all the bits of rubber off it, old rubber off that. If you have a look on the underside, it's got two drive wheels which I've cleaned. Got rid of all the drive belt, melted belt. Got it nice and clean there. Okay, I've got a selection of belts which I'm gonna try and find the right sizes to fit because the old ones have perished. And on here you can see, let me just put two belts on and show you. There's two drives. One's for the rewind and one's for the motor, the drive motor. So here you can see me just putting the belt around the smaller wheel, smaller pulley on the capstan, and just hooking it around this drive here. And I'll just get a close up. That's the belt fitted, and that goes onto the smaller pulley on the underside of the capstan. And then there's another belt, same size, and this goes on the bigger wheel on the underside, bigger pulley on the underside of the capstan. Difficult to film and show you. And then once I've got the belt onto the capstan, it's just a matter of hooking it around the drive motor. Like I said, it's very difficult to film and show you at the same time. Let me give you a little close up here. You can see I've managed to hook the belt around there. That goes around the bigger wheel of the capstan. And then it's just a matter of hooking it in place. And then just pop the retainer screw back in. It's just one screw which holds the motor in place. Okay, now that that's done, it's just a matter of, let me show you gear close up here. You see the two belts there. One goes to the pulley for the rewind and one goes to the motor. You can just about see it there. So now what I'm happy with that. All I've got to do is pop this capstan retainer back on, the little red clip there, washer, which clips holds the capstan in place. It's just a matter of fitting that back down, and it just clips into a little recess on the capstan shaft. You close up here, there, that's it, the red clip there fitted back on. So what I'm going to do now, at this stage I'm going to test it, so I'm just going to pop the batteries back in, lively. And I'm going to try and get it to play in this position. Okay, this is the cassette deck. Just press play and you can see the take-up wheels turning where it wasn't before, so that's good. So let me just pop a cassette onto the cassette deck, see if we get any sound. Press play. Yep, as you can hear that, I'm pretty happy with that. And you can see all the turning gear, turning there, take up wheel, and spools turning. I'll show you the back end, show you the belts in place, and that seems to be working fine. Pretty happy with that. So then I'll just show you here. You see on the side, you see the mechanism spinning. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just what I'm going to do now is dismantle the whole thing. So I'm going to remove the main PCB from the cassette housing, being as I got the tape working. And I'm doing that lively, as you can see. I've got the main PCBs out of the back cover, and I've had to cut the battery power wires off, which I'll solder back on later and I'll show you. So what I'm going to do is set the batteries out, because I am going to give this back cover a good clean. Okay, so the speaker's glued in, oddly enough. So what you can see me there, I'm just trying to cut around the glue, because I'm going to remove the speaker from the front cover. There's two speakers, a speaker and a tweeter. So what I'm going to do is remove them. You can see I managed to get them loose. They're clamped in as well as glued in for some reason or another, but I've managed to break the glue, and I'm removing the speaker. And in the corner you got a little tweeter, which I'm just popping out there, which is also glued in. Get that tweeter out. Not sure how effective it is for a flat speaker. Okay, there's the speaker and the tweeter. I've got them out of the way. So I'm going to give this front cover a clean also. As you can see, I've got all the gubbins out of the radio, put them to one side so I can clean the covers. That's the front cover. See the dust on the top there. And that's the back cover. Got everything out. That's the battery cover there. Got everything separated. Like I said, I had to cut the terminals for the battery, but I will solder them back on later. So what I'm going to do now that I've got the covers free is simply dip them in a bucket of soap, and I'm going to give them a scrub later. Just give them a soap first, get rid of all that grease and whatever was on it. I just tuck them down in the bucket here, as you can see here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just pop these buttons off for the cassette deck. They're just glued on with elastic glue so they don't fly off. So you can see me just popping them off, because I'm going to give them a wash also, because they were also dirty. I'll show you there. And then you've got these switches for the radio. I'm just going to pop them off and give them a clean also. Got all the switches off, so I'll just stick them in the bucket as well. You can see me just giving the radio covers a bit of a clean. Just use a bit of fairy liquid and a soft brush. And just cleaning the buttons also. Just get a close up. Let's play button. Let's get a scrub also, get it nice and clean. Let's get a close up of that. Let's put that to dry for a minute. Okay, now that I've got the covers clean, just gonna rinse all the soap off it. Just get my hose on it, because I'm just gonna get rid of all the soap once I've got it. Now that I've got it nice and clean. Okay, next day, everything's nice and dry. I'll show you here. This is the radio front cover, nice and clean, with the battery compartment at the back there to show you inside, and with the battery cover, sorry. And over here, you can see the back cover, nice and clean. It's a bit muggy on the top before, but nice and clean now. And then you got the buttons here, I'll clean them also, nice and shiny now. And the radio knob and the volume and the switches. So it's just a matter of popping the PCB back in, the main PC back into the back cover of the radio. And this is the power supply. Just putting that back in also. Just twist the camera around so you get a better angle. And then you can see me just dropping the main PCB in here. And then what I've got to do, like I said before, I had to cut these wires to remove the entire thing from the cassette. So I'm just going to resolder the battery terminals, which I cut off earlier, so I can separate the PCB from the cover as I give the covers a clean. So you can see me just resoldering the wires back in place for the battery terminal. Just get my soldering iron down there and a bit of solder. And that, pretty happy with that. Let's give it another touch. Okay, I'm happy with that. So I'll just put this soldering iron out of the way for a minute, and then it's just a matter of screwing down the PCB into the housing. And here you can see me just reassembling the whole thing, just putting all these PCBs back in. I put them all back in place, and I'll just tighten them up all up lively, as you can see here. Okay, you can see, just give a little side view, I've got the cassette deck and the main PCB and the power supply all screwed in. So I'm just going to put this the radio dial indicator back in. Just screws above the cassette assembly, and just pop the screw in here with the earth strap. Here you can see me just tidying up the wiring at the back. So it's just a matter of, I'll put the speakers back in, what I will do. I'm just going to glue this small one back in. And the big one's got just clips in, and you have that clip in there, and then there's just 2 clamps which hold it in place. I'm not going to glue this back in because you got these 2 clamps which hold the speaker in place. And I'm pretty happy with that. So it's just a case of just putting all these wires nice and tidy into their cable tidy at the bottom of the cassette module. And here you can see now I'm just using elastic glue, which was used before, not super glue, elastic glue, like flexible glue, just to hold the tape buttons in place. Here you can see me, I'm just putting them in the right position, and that's all the cassette buttons in. So it's just a matter of putting these radio switch buttons, which I'm going to glue on also with this flexible glue. Instead of super glue, this will remove easy. I think it's just to stop the buttons from popping off. Okay, just get close up there. You see it's nice and clean inside there. I got all the buttons in prior to putting the unit together. So let me just put the 2 covers together now. Let me just reassemble the radio cassette. And it's just a reverse of before. Just slide over the buttons at the top. See here, show you the best I can. And once that's done, the whole unit should just click together. Okay, I'm happy with that. So that's reassembled, the 2 halves. Now it's just a case of popping the screws in. I'm going to do this lively, just pop all the screws in the back, all 6 screws. Just tighten them up lively. And then I'm just going to pop the batteries in the back, like so. And let's pop the battery cover back on. And that's the unit pretty much complete now. Just going to give it a test. Oh, just going to pop this fine tuning button back on, and the volume button, which fits onto the top. And let me just show you here, there's a couple of wear marks on the speaker grill, the speaker cover, and I'm just going to use this permanent black marker just to do a bit of cosmetics and just to cover the worn and scratches on the speaker grill. As you can see here, just covers the, save me spraying it. I'm just going to use this black permanent marker just to tidy it up a little, get rid of the scratches and worn marks. Let me just show you, see, it's nice and clean now. Show you the side and the back, almost like brand new. I'm pretty satisfied with that. So let me just show you the radio FM. And then we've got medium wave. Let's tune that in. So there's that Formula 1 racer. And then we got long wave.
2 months ago, my son, Paul Bascom, who is 15, was arrested for shoplifting 3 boxes of XXX condoms. And the tiny but uniform...
And there's no shortwave, so back to FM. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. So let me just take the cassette. I've got the cassette in there. And as you can see, that seems to be working fine. Yeah, that seems to be playing fine. Let me just stop and turn the tape over. Press play again. Yep, I'm pretty satisfied with that. So that's good repair. Get a close up. So with that, thanks for watching once again, and please subscribe.